And welcome back to SA Sports Show. Greg Anderson and Barry Curtin, our good friend. He's still on holidays, enjoying himself, old Phil. Yeah.
Well, he'd be enjoying himself, but he's on permanent holiday, isn't he?
I think the ratings have been very good since he's been gone.
It's funny about the ratings, how they've just skyrocketed since he's been gone. I don't know whether that's anything at all to do with him, but
skyrocketing.
It's just skyrocketing.
Great segment, this one.
I love it. Great
segment, and I want to introduce Craig Icke from Diamondback Fighting Championships, as well as Anthony Pugliese as well. And welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Big championship coming up in the Adelaide Oval, McGarry Medal Room, so that's going to be pretty exciting for yourself, and of course yourself as well, Anthony.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
10 days out.
So you're in a mood, aren't you? You're in a zone. Now,
yeah, I'm
you're
in a
ready.
zone.
You're fighting tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm
ready. It's the weight cut.
Mixed martial arts, so as we also know it as UFC. So in the cage and away you go.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
I get that a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Because I was mentioned before, I was when I first saw it was quite a few years ago, and all of a sudden my palms are getting sweaty. I'm sweat on the brow. I thought, how do they do this? How do they do it?
To be honest, I don't know how I do it either.
But
sometimes.
the more you watch it, the more you realise it's so tactical, and the more you actually appreciate the athletes. And the way they go about it.
Exactly right.
I take my hat off to you. I mean, you must be superbly fit. One, you know how to fight.
Exactly.
But secondly, you've got to keep control.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it is a sport, and that's what you're training for. It's not just the fight; it's the sport. So there's a lot of technique involved, and you gotta, it's not just all out. Yeah. So you gotta know what you're doing.
Craig, the most talented undercard or card in South Australia that's ever been in SA. This would be, no doubt, right up there, or if not the most talented.
I think I'm very, very excited about the undercard. So we've got an amateur undercard that definitely is the best group of talent we've had in terms of an amateur undercard, especially the South Australians on the card. So there's a few of our amateurs that are out injured at the moment. Guys like Reece Smith and Jake Chenoweth aren't on the card. I think Jake's going to turn pro soon, but there are another couple of amateurs that are outstanding in a state that we haven't got a huge database. We've got actually quite a lot of amateurs coming through. So I think without doubt, amazing group of talent coming through. We've got Anthony, Brando, Steve Brown, Anthony's teammate Will Kolarov. That's just a few. The undercard is going to be a real cracking undercard to get us started.
And fitness for children as well. We were talking before that it's becoming a growth sport, which we all know that, and when we see that on TV. Sure. Yeah. But I suppose the underlying area as well, that the kids are really enjoying it. They're enjoying getting some confidence, but also you've got to be superbly fit.
That's a big one. The confidence. You said a lot of let's face it, with the social media and everything, there's a lot of bullying and stuff goes on these days. So a lot of parents come in, and we actually extended our mats because the kids' classes were just really blowing out, which is fantastic. And all the kids are coming from great families and just they want to build a bit of confidence in themselves and and get amongst that sort of people that have got that sort of respect and going on with the martial arts, and it's going really well with the kids for sure.
It's amazing card here.
Across the board.
I was just having a look at it, and I've got to run you past this one here, mate, because this one gets me. I want to take this guy on. That's what I want to do.
I'll set it up.
Yeah, you'll set it up. One of the heavyweights, Brando's just returned from New Zealand, where he has battled a 7-foot-tall 160k giant.
Super heavyweights. That's the ultimate level. Brando's, that's only last week. He'd come away with a unanimous points loss at the same time to go the distance with the big fella.
Wow.
On pretty short notice, I'm told as well, and not too many people wanted to take him on, and gave away a ton of experience.
Yeah.
We're a bit nervous because we want him to come back and fight on Diamondback, but he's come back and he's fit enough to to get back in the cage. That was a kickboxing fight, that one, a Muay Thai fight. Yep. But he'll be back in the cage throwing some big bombs against Tyler Payou from Victoria.
He's a big boy himself, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he's about he has to cut weight to make 120, I think, Brando. So
120.
That's it. So he's a big boy.
What about your training, Anthony? I mean, like you've got to cover so many disciplines.
Yes.
And I suppose that's the secret. But secondly, you've got to train for all of them.
Well, that was like I said on the last time I was on here. It's MMA, so we have to make sure everything's on top of everything.
A couple of hours a day would you be training?
Yeah. So 2 sessions usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So sometimes you got to do your boxing and then your groundwork.
Yeah.
And then you got to
Groundwork's a big part of it.
It is. It's a very big part of it.
I really enjoyed. If you look at that last McGregor's fight, which I really enjoyed watching. I didn't like watching after it, but I really enjoyed the ground aspect of it was so tactical, and that's something you obviously put a lot of time in, not just the boxing as you said.
Yeah.
And we got to come up with that. We got to come up with a reason here, or not. You've had a late replacement opponent coming up for this fight coming up in what, 10 days?
Yeah, I think it's about 10 days today.
So Barry Curtin, do you know much about him? He used to play cricket.
Yeah. He had to fight his way out of the team. How do you come up against a guy? You're 4-0 yourself, but now you've got a late replacement. You would have done some homework on the guy you were planning to fight.
Yeah.
Now you've got 10 days to work on this guy.
Okay,
what do you got on him?
I was told a month in advance.
Okay.
So that's,
Okay.
like not my last fight, the one before, I was told on 48 hours notice, I think.
Yep.
One of his guys stepped in, which, mad respect for that, because, no, but I had a month to prepare myself, so I think that's enough, mentally, more so.
For the new bloke you're talking
Yes,
about?
yes, now I've had a month. So.
And you mentioned you had a video on him.
Yeah.
12 months old.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that don't help.
A lot changes in 12 months.
A lot changes in 12 months.
What do you think his specialty is? What, is it more of a boxer, more of a grappler?
I think he will want to stand against me.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you
is
want
that
to
one
get
of your
him down?
strengths as well?
Yeah, I'm happy everywhere.
Everywhere. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he's in a mood too.
He's in a
I'm
mood.
telling you,
I'm in a mood.
I'm sitting back.
Well, I had him here last time, and I know that you got your girlfriend with you today.
Yes.
And she turned up in a separate car. Not going to drive with
We've got
you.
special entrance for Anthony. We've done the whole boxing dice for us.
We make a bit of a joke of it, but seriously, how quickly do you need to get focused for 10 days? You're 10 days away. You need to relax, mate. Relax.
I know, I need to relax.
But you're not.
It's the weight cut.
You're like I said earlier,
It's
you're
everything.
fighting now.
Yeah. Well, it is the weight cut as well, and it's the stress factor. You know, you're going in a cage, and everyone's cheering for you to get knocked out. And
Isn't that great, isn't it?
I know.
Fantastic. Everyone's clapping.
They won't be cheering you to get knocked out, surely.
I mean, it's a big part of your sporting. Did you start as a kickboxer?
I had a couple of Thai boxing fights when I was 37. One of Anthony's teammates touched me up actually, and that was definitely time to not try that again. So Dylan Cousins, who's an outstanding guy. I don't think many people wanted to fight him at the time, but it's just one of those sports where once you get into it, you get a bit of addicted to it. You know what I mean? You never can learn everything, so there's always something more to learn.
So more coaching these days yourself?
Yeah, that's right. We coach at Cardio Flex Gym is my gym, so I've got quite a big troop of fighters myself.
Yep.
As Anthony said, Brad Wally is on the card as well. He stepped up on a 1 day's notice to fight Anthony last time when one of the opponents dropped out, so he's fighting back in his natural weight class against the number one flyweight in the country as an amateur, so that'll be a magnificent fight as well.
How many clubs around Adelaide do we have that are
producing fighters? Probably 9 or 10.
Okay.
So not a huge amount, but it's sort of growing. There's still a few gyms that are sort of almost ready to start producing some more fighters, but I think probably there's a good 8 or 9 that regularly sort of produce 1 or 2 and are improving as we go.
It's a great idea because they rely so much on discipline in this sport, don't you? The discipline's the absolute key in this. So anyone who walks in off the street, if he's got a few problems, got a bit of a trouble, but can fight a bit, this is perfect. This is perfect.
If they've got the commitment, absolutely.
If they've got the commitment.
You can support them, and they need to have that drive to, like any sport. Yeah.
But it's a great way to get them out of the streets
100%.
and whatever, purely because of the discipline. Run us through because you've got 5 pro fights as well happening on the night.
We've got a 5-fight amateur undercard and then 5 pro fights. Yep, that's right. Probably the main event is a couple of interstate guys. They're in the top 10 featherweights. So you've got Joshua Kulabai and Rodolfo Marquez. Yeah. Both those guys are in the. I think Rodolfo's ranked number 4 and Joshua's ranked number 6 in the country. So genuine title fight. Rodolfo's had about nearly 40 fights, so he's a real veteran, a black belt Brazilian guy. Great athletes, great people, and that's going to be a fantastic contest. Semi-main event, you've got Daniel the Tractor Curry. They call him the Tractor because he pretty much plows through people and runs over them. So
I don't want to get in the cage with a local tractor.
No, that's right. You don't. So he's very hard-nosed, sort of relentless type of fighter. He's up against Daniel Almeida, who's another Brazilian, who's a black belt. So that's another fantastic contest. The card's just packed full of great fights. So we can't wait.
And Anthony, looking forward to a big crowd, because there's going to be a big crowd there.
Yeah,
McGarry
very
Medal Room,
excited.
Adelaide Oval, you know, we're looking at the cards here, it's going to be pretty exciting.
be
So,
awesome.
bigger the better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a good show, so it's always a great turnout with the crowd and everything. I'm very excited.
What date are we looking at here, guys?
November 10th, so when the show goes to air, we'll be 3 days out.
Okay.
On the Saturday, November 10th. Yep.
Fantastic.
So hopefully you guys
I'm
can come
going.
along
I'm going
and
as well,
enjoy.
yeah.
I'm going, mate.
Yeah,
I've
sure.
already got my tickets, so I'm happy. happy as
Well, I'm happy to line up. I've got no problems about lining up.
I'll look out. I'll look for you.
We'll look after you, Ando.
Great, congratulations. You know, putting the event together is absolutely
event.
wonderful, and also helping our kids as well. You know, get a bit of confidence and some fitness, and I think that's a really important aspect as well. So Anthony, good luck.
mate.
Thanks,
you know,
mate.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Do SA proud. I'm really
I'll
looking
try.
forward to it, and I know
That's
you'll
it.
give 110%. So
definitely.
all the very best. And
Thanks a lot.
We'll be back after the break.